What's up, guys? It's Sebastian SFTH1 here. We're back with more Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Last time we arrived at Sword March, and learned a little bit more about things. And the gang basically learned where kids came from, about regular human existence. Oh wow, the game just froze for there. You good? I think we're good. I think we just got like a second delay added for the fucking audio, but it's fine. At least for me, my physical audio. So yeah, we learned a lot of shit. And yeah, before learning about a specific person that we need to save called Gondor, who's stuck in the current camps underneath Agnes's castle. But we can't get to them because that castle is really well guarded.
I see some relations have changed.
And once again, people appearing out of nowhere that I never talked to before. But yeah. So our plan right now is to use our new ship, the Boundary, to get to two specific islands to get more intel on this camp, because if we don't do it by a specific day coming up where there's a mass execution, Gondor's fucked. So yeah, but before we do that, I saw some interesting things. So if we go here and do a discussion,
we could do with some food.
You can see I have a regular quest, but I have 2 gold quests, and this one's for Riku and Manana, and this one's about Vanya. So let's do this one.
I think we need to discuss this.
We've been through a lot since we settled on getting to the city, but we made it all through in one piece. That's something to be thankful for. Yeah, we're seeing a world that we've never known before, experiencing it for the first time. I just wish I could have let Guernica know that too. If it wasn't for him, we would have been cut down where we stood. Or maybe we just blindly killing each other in battle like every other schmuck. I'm glad it didn't come to that. Yeah, think about it. What the old man gave us, it was immense. In the end, we don't know a flippin' thing about the guy. Wow, I can't talk. I mean, it's pretty late in the day, but I want to know more about him. I wonder what his motive was for giving us that power. No, in fact, I think we have a duty to find out. Because like him, we stand together with the people of the city. Seems like all city folk thought he was a pretty awesome guy, huh? Especially Monica. He was a really special person for her, right? Indeed, Monica was referring to him as Dad, even. It's a city custom. That's what they call a person who raises them. Perhaps we could ask Monica about Guernica and find out what he really thought. After all, we're carrying his dreams now, fighting to make them real.
I'm all refreshed and ready to take on the world.
So we're gonna head down to Monica. Another person that just appeared out of fucking nowhere. Yay.
I see some relations have changed. Now, we wait. Monica, can we talk?
What's up? Sounds ominous.
We were hoping we could ask you about someone. Guernica, in fact.
About Dad?
Everyone in the city speaks so highly of him. But we still don't know a whole lot about him. I think we owe him that much.
All right. Where do you want to start?
You were brought up by him, right? So, we thought you'd probably understand him better than anyone else.
Ha! I wish that were the case. The Guernica Van Dam that I knew was a man that I always looked up to. He was always busy keeping the city together or fighting out on the front line. Always distant. After I chose a military life, he didn't even talk to me like a parent anymore.
You mean... you weren't on very good terms?
I got to know the man, I think. But not the father. I just thought that we'd have more time together.
Huh. Hey, boss. You're making the kids feel guilty.
Sorry. I don't blame you guys for any of this. Dad, Guernica, died in the line of duty, trying to accomplish his aim. But that's not all. He died fighting for what he believed in, and he saw it through. Of that much, I'm sure.
For what he believed in.
Well, about that, there still might be a bit of unfinished business there. He sure was adamant about getting stuff home to people.
Yeah, for certain.
Sorry, what do you mean exactly?
Personal effects from the deceased. Things that family and friends can remember them by. We don't leave any other mark behind that says, we were here, you see? If there are people waiting for you, then you just want to leave something behind, whatever it may be. I was in the rear guard. I know just how dangerous that battlefield was. Maybe it's better not to dwell on that.
But there are personal items that have been left behind though, right?
Huh?
Maybe you'd let us do something to help out with that. It must be really painful for the people who never got the chance for closure.
Yeah, right. I'm starting to get a handle on how they see things in the city. Sort of. But if there's something we can do about it, I want to try to help.
I appreciate the sentiment, guys. But why go to all this trouble?
Well, we'll get some closure from doing this too. We were losing friends every day.
And before we became Ouroboros, some of us used to be Offseers. Guernica went to all that trouble for others. And when it happened, he was thinking of everyone waiting for him in the city. So I'd like to help his voice find its way.
Much appreciated. Speaking personally, good on you.
Travis, could you pull up the tactical register?
Roger that. Give me a moment. There's the data. We've got a list of deceased soldiers and the likely locations where they fell. Could you check out the waypoints around Alfeto Valley?
That's some impressive precision.
Kind of you to notice. See, that's the thing about us lost numbers. We just don't know when to quit.
Okay, guys, it's up to you now. When you're done, could you meet me at the Remembrance Stones?
Got it. You have my word. I see some relations have changed.
Okay. So... let's go here. Oops, wrong button. Wrong button. There we go. That's what I was looking for. There's a quest here. Okay, so I might have to go check that. I know this is the other quest I have to do, but that's a new quest. And now there's troops here.
A surprise attack. Cute. Come on in.
Demon Slayer! Over here!
You're a lifesaver.
Come here! I got something for you!
Appreciate it. Right. Sorry. We should move right away.
Right. Let's push
Hey,
on.
this one means business.
Gales, come here! I got something for you!
Thanks.
Demon Slayer!
Demon Slayer!
Eyes over here!
And over.
Thanks.
Demon Slayer's a good anime.
Press our advantage!
Keep it up,
Keep
Neo.
piling on the damage! That's what I want to see, Senna! Eat it!
How am I near dead?
Even better! Wow, thanks! Heal
coming
bullet!
together.
I'm good at this whole healing business!
The heat is on.
Yeah! Feels just like it should!
I'll get you next time.
Giant swing!
That was over way too soon!
Hear that, Noah? Lance wants something a bit meatier.
You itching to get wrecked? Demon, come here! I got something for you!
Eyes over here!
You're a lifesaver. Nice one, Neo.
Great! Eyes over here! Thanks for the support! Keep up the banter!
No stopping you, Lance. We're unstoppable with you around, Senna.
I'm the girl with the gall.
I don't want to do this, but you're in our way.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Come here! I got something for you!
You're a lifesaver.
It's all coming together!
Easy fix.
Try a little harder!
We're unstoppable with you around, Senna.
I'm the girl with the gall. Whoa, visitors.
Demon, come here! I
Eyes
got
over
something
here.
for you!
Thanks.
Maximum. Press our advantage.
Keep it up, Neo.
Lightning ball.
Extra. Hazy
Cool
fix.
down.
Demon,
Over.
Keep it up, Senna.
Crash down. Don't knock us in the flag.
Pressure.
Press our
We're
advantage.
unstoppable with you around, Senna.
I'm the girl with the
I'm the girl
gall.
with the gall.
Okay. Okay, before we go back there, I want to just see what this quest is really fast. Because we're here.
I'm feeling like I could eat. Is there anything to snack on?
Oh, okay. It's another one of the...
Better make sure we're well rested.
Yeah, it's another one of those quests.
Okay, ladies and gents, we're leaving.
Right? It's gonna say, I want Lance. Oh, okay. It says nothing. Alright, well, that's something to deal with,
Hey,
camera.
don't play any of your usual tricks just because they're Agnes.
I'm not doing anything. For the time being. I'm feeling like I could eat.
Yes. Yes, I know. Wrong button. Map. To the Remembrance Stones.
We've brought their belongings.
Thanks. Means a lot. Can you lay them out here?
Now you mention it, didn't Monica put an eye patch here?
Yeah, that was Guernica's.
What does it mean exactly? Placing people's belongings here?
How can I explain it? You guys have off-seeing, right? I guess this is our version of that.
Off-seeing for city folk.
You got here first.
Boss, we were waiting for you.
Brother, you.
Zuo, you made it back.
Hiwa, you always kept such good care of this. Now look at it. I just wish that we could have talked more. But you're home now.
Thanks to you, these people got a chance to say farewell to their loved ones. And I got to fulfill Dad's dying wish. Thank you.
The moats.
Sparkles fly!
You're finally home. Hiwa.
These people, they weren't just sacrifices. They've entrusted us all with the future, as the Founders did. Looking back is not an option. So that was an off-seeing. The sound of that music, it's really something else. I don't think anyone here will forget this day, as long as they live.
The Fallen never got to win their battles, but maybe now they can get some rest.
Yeah, finally. Speaking of, you ought to get some rest too. You're gonna be pretty busy from now on.
You said it, boss. Wait, just how busy are we talking here?
From now on, I'll be traveling with Noah's crew.
Huh? But then who's gonna handle things in the city?
You'll be here, won't you, Travis?
Like father, like daughter, eh?
Dad spent his life on the front line, and I want to carry on that tradition. I understood that when I heard the Offseers play. It has to be me. I have to carry on his legacy, fulfill his hopes. I'll fight for you now. Call on me anytime you need my help.
Thank you. That's truly heartening.
I hope we'll get to know each other outside of battle too. There's so much I'd like to ask you. About yourself, the city.
No worries.
A word of warning, guys. The boss's stories are long.
If you've got time to rip on the boss, I might just assign you some more duties, Travis.
Oh.
Well, at least I won't have to worry about the city while I'm gone. Just holler if you need me.
We'll take you up on that.
The battle for the future is here, and we're on the front line.
Eunie. Okay. Monica's class, the Lost Vanguard. It's a defender. Protects allies by developing fields. Specializes in countering enemy attacks. It can deal damage while guarding. Okay.
Hold on a minute. I'll come again soon. Keep an eye on me, would you?
Okay, that's cute. Alright, so we have one more hero quest, which looks like it's an Ascension quest, and there's a conversation. Gray's wife.
I see some relations have changed.
Gray's Anatomy. Gee, I wonder if that's a reference. Oh. Hello, I hit A on you.
Smells good. How about we grab something?
Better make sure we're well rested.
What's here to eat again? It's an EXP boost. Okay, I don't really want an EXP boost right now. So this is just a regular quest, but gray's required. Alright. Oh, this will just automatically skip travel me? Okay.
So, where's our next port of call?
Better make sure we're well rested. Let's lay out
Let's
the
see
facts.
their quest. It seems that they believe in fortune clovers in the city as well. What can I say? If you know, you know. And if you know, you're gonna want to collect them. Isn't it mysterious? Seeing children talk about things never fails to bring a smile. Oh yeah, it's mostly children collecting them. That's right. You got a point to make, Senna love? Oops, no, not really. You want to join the City Brats, Eunie? Sounds like you'll have a lot in common. Oh, you absolute muppet. Come on, Eunie. No need to get worked up. Queen's laces, you lot. Let a girl have her hobbies, will ya? That's right. If they grow near the city as well, then we could have a little excursion someday. You're the only one here I can trust, Noah.
Noah! Hey, how's tricks?
We're doing fine here, Boliaris. And you?
Same old, same old. Though we're not getting any provisions from home, so our supply guys are being run ragged.
Any requests for us? I don't imagine you called just to shoot the breeze.
No. Good point. Got a bit of info to share with you.
Yeah?
Specifically, it's about Colony 5.
Colony 5? I remember something about them being pretty highly ranked.
Yeah. We only happened to hear by chance, but apparently they made gold just the other day. Or so it seems, but we're not sure.
Oh, go on.
Last time a colony went gold? I think it was about 40 years ago. When you go gold, you're pardoned from fighting. That's why everybody busts their balls trying to rank up.
That sounds pretty familiar.
Thing is, we're not even hearing a peep about this from the other colonies. It's as if they're acting like Colony 5 never existed to start with. I've tried getting in direct contact with them, but I haven't heard a fart back.
You think something happened?
Well, the woman in charge of Colony 5, or Solia, was close friends with our commander.
With Ethel?
To give you some background, some 2 years after the commander got us to silver, well, Solia managed it as well. Kamaravi might have been Ethel's rival, but Osolia and Ethel, they were sworn friends.
What, so if it wasn't for the thing with Kamaravi, you all would have made it to gold rank?
I guess you could say it was likely.
Then I can see why you'd be worried.
Yep. So I was thinking of going to take a look. Been 6 days since we lost contact. If there's been some accident, we could still be able to help.
Are you sure that's a good idea? You got no flame clocks. What if you end up like us?
We'll get the spark out of there before that happens. But I'm talking about Osolia here. I ain't just gonna leave her. And if the commander was here, she'd do the exact same thing.
I really want to help out on this.
Whoa!
Eunie? Seems out of the blue.
Well, you see...
What the... Why didn't you tell us this sooner? Gotta share this stuff.
Sorry. I just didn't really believe it.
So, what you're saying is, you think that in the past you were attached to a gold rank colony?
Could be. This ain't some ash about wanting to know my past self or anything. A whole colony just fell to pieces.
to know why.
You reckon Mobius have something to do with it?
With what I saw, definitely.
So that's why. All right. We'll help you out.
No, I mean, are you sure? You know, I'd be glad for the help here, sure, but I really wouldn't want...
Oh, enough of this already. Tell me this isn't exactly what you were hoping for.
Saw through my clever ruse, eh? Must be losing my touch.
I've seen that memory too, when interlinking with Eunie. And I guarantee you it was not a dream. I'm certain of it.
True. I feel the same. What do you two think?
No objections. Let's head out.
Yeah, I want to lend a hand as well.
There you go. Okay?
Ah, I owe you one, mate. Seems like I'm always getting you in trouble.
It's fine, Boliaris. We do have an obligation here, right?
Man, not to forget all that food you gave us.
Oh yeah, I remember you took seconds.
Righto. I'll be moving out after this. Let's rendezvous around here.
The Orion Trail. Understood. We'll give our stuff a once-over, then get going.
All right. See you there.
Yeah. See you.
Noah? Friends make journey to Goldie Colony?
Yep. That's the plan.
Then, humbly asking to drag Manana along.
No problem. But why?
Manana heard rumorings. Say that Goldie colonies have super real good ingredients lying around. Manana will take these ingredients. Resulting dishes will blow both socks and minds. Trying to expand the old repertoire. Eh, Manana? Expand!
That'd be really great, actually. Okay. Don't know why I'd ever refuse.
Manana, if you're going...
Rikugo. Naturalistic. Only answer is yes.
I just said I won't refuse. We can all go.
It's a side story for Eunie. Okay, so I thought it was a Riku and Manana Ascension quest. Because we know they exist. Okay, so where are we gonna go? The Orion Trail. So that's in here, right? Oh, there's another quest there. I know what that one is. Okay, well, let's finish this quest first. But at least I know it's there. It's over here. So where do I go from? Oh, do I go from here? Yep. There's enemies nearby, and I don't know if they'll trigger because they're 40s. Yes, you will.
Visitors.
Eat this! You want to tussle? Oh, we can
Come
tussle!
first, sir. Eyes over here.
I got something for
I need to check Eunie's class.
Final say!
Warm up.
Done.
Billy felt it. Break!
So if this is a side story for Eunie, but it has a hero quest, I'm guessing this is gonna unlock her her main class, the
The power of Ouroboros.
I'm more than strong enough to put
Too
that was
easy.
over way too
Come
soon.
after me. Hear that, Noah? Lance wants something a bit meatier.
she's already at level 10 on that, so class. Just have her start
I'll
it.
heal you right up.
What is Tyon? He's a tactician. So he's his main class. His healing power goes down. How does your healing power go up here?
Where better to monitor the battle than on healing duty?
I'm still surprised that it's Eunie that unlocked Lost Vanguard. I'm gonna have to keep her in the party after this. Okay, try to see if I can avoid fights. Can I? Oh, maybe I can do this one now. Nop on coins.
Here we go, guys.
I'll follow your lead.
That's the week. Show us what you got, Senna.
Wide slap! Advantage!
Keep it up, Neo. Air flash.
Giant swing!
No leg lock!
Rain down! Power flows free!
We can do better yet.
You're doing great out there, Lance.
Overfall!
Gemini, run! Butterfly blade!
You're on fire, Lance.
Cannon! Butterfly blade!
That's the weak point.
You might want to surrender before we grind you into dust!
You want some more? Power ring!
Final say!
Feel the power.
Now we're
You guys ready for this?
Anytime you want.
Edge thrust. Advance the
Power
order.
of Ouroboros!
I'm more than strong enough to punch your lights out!
Oh, they just didn't they have a big Piranus and no Levinus?
Rising Butterfly blade!
Hey, I'm here. You're on fire, Lance.
Unbridled!
Let's show them what we're made of.
Half of it!
Time to end this. Here we go!
Found him.
Time to win out the big gun! Feeling that white hot push!
Ah, I was a little bit off.
Ray of punishment!
Is this...
Enemies messed
Where
with
it is?
wrong crowd.
Wow.
That's why I was confused. It was an
Got the
elite.
blood pumping at least.
Okay. Now we're in the Agnes side of this room.
Huh? This is new.
Let's steal
We
your
need to
shit in
time
front
this
of
right.
you.
On it.
Let's time this right. It's a door. Just open the door.
I hope we can make use of this.
You think you're all that, do ya?
Gale slap!
Eyes over here!
You're a
Come
lifesaver.
here! I got something for you! Demon
There's
Slayer!
spark in me yet.
Hang in there, I'll heal you. Wide slap! Power ring! Eyes over here!
Cheeky!
Giant swing!
Let's show them!
I can feel it in my bones!
I could have switched out Rick and Monado right now.
Is this... Crash down!
We've got them pinned down.
I'll do power! My lance! Great!
Yes! Gale slap!
Fire the glory.
Cannonball!
Done!
That was spectacular!
And I was the MVP. You were all thinking it.
Nearly at the rendezvous. Hope we've not kept him waiting. We'll get... Hey, this one means business.
Gale, come here! I got something for you!
You're a
Eyes over here!
lifesaver.
keep on pelting them.
Nice move, Tyon.
No love lost!
I know you can do even better!
Why? Flash!
Extra!
Enemies messed with one crowd.
So, when's the battle happening?
I'll need a hand here.
Of course.
There's a place you can climb up there. Do I really need to keep them in the party right now?
Do what you have to do, and let's make a difference.
It's not stopping me, so...
Huh. Watch your footing, guys.
I guess you only needed them to start the quest. If it tells me, oh, you need to switch them back in, then I'll use it, but... Hello.
Wonder what's inside.
They caught a whiff of us.
Oh, now you're mad.
I'll take them on.
You're a lifesaver.
Demon
Slayer! I'll take you all on. Break!
Keep them coming. You're on fire, lad. Good one.
No love lost!
Crash out!
That's all you got?
Monica, there's nothing that you dusted! Butterfly blade! Break!
I'll keep on pelting them.
Just as planned, Tyon. Dave! Steel!
Stopping you, lad.
I can't keep them interested.
We're unstoppable with you around, Senna.
I'm the girl with the gall.
Can't open the door. Okay.
Something so valuable here.
Huh.
There's a body.
Such is the officer's duty.
The other one's up there. Yeah. I don't think I can make that jump.
We can't leave it like this.
It's an ether channel. I can't pull any more ether though, because we're at 99.
Hey there, you lot. Fast as a spark in Rogel.
Well, we would hate to keep you waiting.
Good man.
So where's Colony 5?
Easy. It's up on the Loska Plateau. Should see it once you've cleared the cave.
What are we waiting for, then? This bloody merc's giving me the creeps.
Eunie should cool jets. Guessing in Tiz won't help.
You'll be in a tiz in a minute.
All he's saying is that we should play it safe, careful, right?
Correct. Especially if situation involve Mobius creeps.
All right. I am actually trying to control myself. If I start going crazy, nudge me.
Whoa! Where's the real Eunie?
I just don't want us dragging our feet, all right?
Okay.
This is our first time here, isn't it?
Surprised no landmark.
Something so valuable here.
Like, fast travel landmark.
Colony 5 should be just past here, huh?
Looks that way. Defenses look a bit tighter than at Lambda.
You can never go wrong with some ether.
Yeah, auto sold. And that's a lot of dead bodies. Something ain't going well at Colony 5.
Husks. They're still fresh.
Yeah, this wasn't long ago. Who could have done him in?
We can't just leave this be.
We've got to be super cautious around here.
Yeah, sparks, but I've got a bad feeling about this.
We can't just leave this be.
Such is the officer's duty.
Sundown.
We can't just leave this be.
I know it's grim, but it needs doing.
I'd better send them off.
Noah, these marks. Considering their elevation, it can only be...
Right. Only something as big as Ouroboros or Mobius could make these.
Huh?
Cease combat! Yeah, you're Boliaris, right? Ethel's man, from Colony 4.
Yeah, that's right.
Then you guys... you couldn't be...
Couldn't be what?
No, can't be. You aren't friends with that monster, are you?
With what monster?
Thank the flames.
Huh?
It happened so fast. First, the commander was promoted to gold, and the night after that, that thing came. You could tell it wasn't Agnian. Nothing native to these parts, could tell at a glance. It was cackling, having fun cutting our friends to shreds.
That'd be Mobius. Has to be.
Yes, but why attack Colony 5?
We came to find that out, right? Think. Must be a reason.
And the colony? How's Orsolia?
No clue. We were in such a hurry to save our skin. Scrambling for a place to hide. Then you guys showed up.
Right.
Well, she can't be all that far off. Shall we?
Spark, yeah. And if any Mobius mudders are there, we mess them up.
Yeah. Looking at these guys, they don't seem under Mobius control. But that makes them targets we need to protect.
No argument there.
Who are you guys? You're working with Agnes?
Once we're done here, I'll tell you all you want to know. It'll blow your mind. Okay, let's get a move on, eh?
Before we do, we should escort these guys somewhere safe. Some of them are wounded.
Ah, too true. Definitely don't want them in combat. How about the cave entrance? They'll be safe as castles.
Cave entrance, huh? Yeah, that'll work.
We owe you.
These weren't here before, were they?
No, they weren't. Have they been drawn by the husks, maybe?
Let's sort this mess out. Is this, like, a rare thing? We're almost out.
Yeah, once we get out of here, we should be safe for a while.
You lot sit tight here. We'll press on to Colony 5.
Thanks. It's really us who should be going, but how can we ever thank you?
These guys are doing all the fighting. Thank them. I'm just along for the ride.
Oh, cheers.
Come on. Anyway, you just leave finding Orsolia to us.
Okay. fair, we could have just had the cutscene to teleport them out, but alright. Or leave them here. They would have been fine here. Unless they're not fine.
Whoa, what's with that one?
Is that?
Is this, like, a rare thing?
I don't want to do this, but you're in our way.
I don't think we'll run into any issues.
What? The enemy just glitched, I think. Okay. This gives me big Tepfer Cave vibes. Blue.
Wonder what's inside.
Quite a rare sight.
Nothing good's gonna come of this. We better prepare for the worst.
Let's just hurry. It's too soon to assume the worst. Look
Oh
out!
shit.
Careful, everyone! Keep it up, Leo!
I'll keep on pelting them.
Nice moves, Tile!
No level up! Eye of the storm!
Butterfly blade!
Extra!
Thunder! Momentum!
We can do better yet!
Overwing!
Hell yeah, full combo.
Momentum!
We can do better yet!
Hornet!
A fusion of us! Let's pile on the pressure!
Time to send a package!
Gale Slash!
It's power. We can do this.
Man, I'm fit to burst!
Heal for
My
Efficient healing is also crucial.
It's a real help!
You might want to surrender before we grind you into dust!
You want some more?
Break! A
I forgot to set her up with the secondary art on that. Fuck.
Here's the finisher.
Let's bring it home! You're finished!
I could have launched if I did Senna.
Mind handing this one to me? Got it. I'm in the hot seat. I'll lead.
Yeah, I could have did Topple with her. Just smash.
I was waiting for this.
Nice job.
I just thought of a great idea.
Check out what I've got in mind.
Leave it to Eunie.
Check out. Coming right up.
I get first dibs.
I'm with you.
Get down.
We can go all night.
Observe my strategy.
I'm on break. Everyone get ready.
Follow my lead.
More where that came from!
Oh, we're not done yet. I'm hot on your heels.
Pull out all the stops! All right.
I'll start us off.
Launch. That's gonna put me over.
Me next.
This'll end it.
Smash.
This isn't the end! This is the decider! You're finished!
Ah! Don't mind me. I'm just here to end it.
What did you think would happen?
This is something decent, right?
Yeah, they weren't high enough level, I think.
It's another thing to see it for yourself, eh?
A flame clock! It's still glowing! Oh no. Almost empty.
There really can't be a lot of soldiers left.
Rosalia!
You dolt. You killed her. I wish I'd known you were paying a visit. I'd have found a much more practical use for this thing.
You're...
You can call me X. And this is... Well, he's just some underling, so I don't actually care. Anyway, I count myself lucky. I mean, you popping up while we render judgment.
A judgment, is it?
Oh, did they actually work it out?
Work it out?
Oh, what? You didn't? Way to get my hopes up. I thought you came because you worked out what's going on with the colony ranks. With the ranks? Yes, the ranks. You've been so desperate to raise them. Just for a bit of comfort, you snatched away the lives of your enemies.
Are you gonna get to your point? Come on!
Ugh! Are you some kind of idiot? I mean, I've laid it all out for you. Just think a minute, it'll come to you.
Snuff off!
I'll make it so you dopes can understand. Are you ready? Taking notes? It was us who made up all the colony ranks. Good old Mobius.
What?
First we have the lowly dirt, then there's tin. Tins go up to copper. Then you get iron. After that comes steel. Then you get the badass silver. And finally, you've hit the top, gold. You've been falling over each other, trying to kill each other day by day.
But why? What did you even make the ranks for?
Because what else is gonna motivate you, eh?
What?
You humans, you need some kind of goal in your little lives. You want to give your blades an upgrade? You want to eat some nice food? Or you want to live longer?
You evil!
All we did was give you those goals. And while you're trying to rise up, your life force grows brighter. So shiny. Isn't it wonderful? But then, once you've reached the top, there's nowhere to go but down. And that's no good, is it? Then it's harvest time. One last gasp of defiance. Then we take what's stored up at your life's end.
So then, you're saying the gold rank's nothing but a sham?
I just told you, it's to motivate you.
Oh yeah, you motivated us real good. You forced us to fight without ever knowing the truth.
Huh? What are you even... You've done a good job tearing the place up yourselves. Nobody's ever forced you to do anything. You guys, you like a spot of murder as much as anyone.
There's nothing to like about it. How could anyone like it? We live in fear, knowing nothing but fighting. We wanted to reach gold, so we wouldn't have to fight. But you took even that from us.
Because you're idiots, surely. Just think about it real hard for 1 second. Who gave up the right to think for themselves? You did.
What a load of crap! You're the ones who never left us any room to think about our actions!
You haven't got 2 neurons in your heads. All you have are the things we gave you. And you have the gall to complain?
Arsehole! You ain't getting away with this! How can our lives mean so snuffing little to you?
Eunie! She just goading Eunie to make feathers ruffled. Keep head frosty.
But she's...
False. She's scared of Ouroboros. She want mistake making so she can give friend the finisher.
You think she's scared?
You. Smart cookie, aren't you? I was told Nalpon aren't supposed to interfere. Maybe they were wrong. Well, whatever. It messes up my plans just a little.
But I think it's about harvest time. I'll take every last spark.
More colonies added.
Let's see your skill.
I'll harvest you all! With a little resistance, though, okay?
Life isn't your plaything. You won't get away with this.
More with that
No,
thing,
no,
bro.
wait, but it's
I'll
right!
show ya!
Delightful Jane!
I'll show ya!
How about this?
A fusion of our strength!
Cheeky. Ready, bye! You like that?
More with that thing, bro.
Fire on the pressure!
Time to send them back!
Give it up!
I'll show ya!
No escape!
Are you ready, Eunie? Now we'll bring them to their knees.
Get what?
Let me give you a
I'll end
taste!
it here!
Where that came from? Eat this!
Don't touch me! I'll end it here!
Let me give you a taste! I'll help! Time to wheel out the bingo! You ain't ready for this!
Come on, just get a grip! I'll end it here! Delightful Jane!
Eat this! To the workings of a tactical mind. No escape! We don't push any longer. Give it up!
Hold on tight!
Give it up!
I'll end it here!
Here and now!
Help!
You like that?
I'll show
I'll
you!
end it here!
Here and now!
More where that came from.
Don't get carried away!
Give it up!
No escape!
I'll show you!
Delightful Jane!
Eat this!
I'll end it here! Right!
A fusion of our... Eat this!
Ready, bye! Here we go! Iron of desire! I feel so much energy! No escape!
We'll finish it here! This should be our plan.
Alright, let's kill one of them.
Hit them where they least expect!
All right. I'll lead! I'm with you.
Take the full heal.
I was not think you're in the clear!
Let's bring it home!
I forgot to do Eunie's other skill.
Here's the finisher! It ain't over yet!
Check out what I've got in mind. I'll make this one.
I get first dibs.
Eat this! How about this?
Again!
Just give me the word too right, you pick mine.
I get first dibs.
I can follow that up! Any last words?
Go for it, Eunie.
Gonna walk
Kill the
away
first
soon.
one.
You know the drill.
You can count on me! Domination!
I think you're starting to get the hang of this. Killing Mobius and all.
Cheers for the compliment, but I'll tell you one thing. I ain't doing this because I like it. I'm just doing this to survive.
You don't change. You're still just a grunt.
You're desperate to kill, just because you're afraid of dying.
That's where you're wrong. This isn't just for me anymore. A lot of people's hopes are riding on this. So now I ain't afraid. I'll carry these hopes as far as I can until we've made the world how it should be.
Oh? Well said. All right, how far can you take this? Guess I'll wait and see.
Oh, look! Just can't wait to escape, can you?
Well, of course. I'm a busy girl after all. Can't spend all my time playing with you. Bye-bye!
Huh? What's it all been for, eh? All of our fighting. We struggle on and on. But at the end of the day, it never ends.
As long as we live, all we can do is fight on. That's not going to change.
You saying there's no escape?
Depends how you look at it. Sourcing ingredients and growing crops. You'd call doing those things a struggle, wouldn't you?
You say some weird stuff.
Fight, struggle, they're just words. And what's important is not the words, it's what you do.
Innit? What's inside's the most important thing. You know, I think I'm starting to get it. I've got you, Ethel, and all the others to thank for it.
So, you're not afraid anymore, then?
We're the same as everyone else. We're not perfect. Even now, we still feel fear from moment to moment.
And still, you'll go on.
Yeah. We want to make sure we'll walk the path we want to, just like Ethel once did.
no matter where it goes, right?
Class rank limit broken. You can now go to full 20. So Eunie can now go up to... Oh wow, this costs 45 to do that. Even from level 10. Alright. I am deeply surprised that there's no, like, teleport. I want to see what's in Colony 5, though.
I'll follow you.
On it.
Canister.
Wonder what's inside.
Oh, we did cut their clock.
Seems like the rain's coming.
Made it in one piece.
This is something decent, right?
We need to time this right.
On it.
Okay. There was something, yeah, over here. Just see what it is. Alright. We're also going to check Colony 9. Colony Iota. Hello, I just talked to you. So is this a hero quest or a regular quest? Phew, you made it back okay. Gave us a heads up. Heard what happened, so Ethel's... The expression says it all, but she bet her life on the... Okay, so we're explaining it. Okay, so it is a regular quest. All right, it's just there.
I see some relations have changed. I see some relations have changed.
I'll see what it is. Wait, there's another quest. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Okay, I know what that is. I'll still check Colony Iota. I'll check around the colony here, but then we're gonna go over to Colony 9 and see. Okay. Bunch of turkin. Time to knock some birds up. Normally I do these quests off cameras, but I feel like this one's fine. But I'm also not doing the voice acting because I don't really want to for this type of quest. Alright, well, there's Colony 4.
I see some relations have changed.
There's another... That's an Agnian for 11S. Yeah, they float compared to Kivesi. Yeah, okay. This quest is basically nothing to me. Yeah, I don't care. Definitely an off-camera quest.
I see some relations have changed. Now, what was it we needed?
Okay. I want to go check Iota first because we're here. If that's good, then I'll go check Colony 9. Mm-hmm. It's 2. What's up?
I smell cooking. Smells good. How about we grab something?
Let's make the most of our break, guys.
Alright, those are all regular quests. Just 2 of them have heroes involved, so they're probably hero stories, but without being hero stuff to unlock their shit. So I'll do those off camera. Alright, Colony 9. If this is good, then I'm going to assume everything else is fine.
So this is your home turf?
Totally different from the city, right? It's actually a nifty little corner of the world.
I smell cooking.
Nothing.
Let's go someplace else.
Aha.
Huh? Hey, did you guys hear something?
Okay.
Better make sure we're well rested.
I really can't tell if these are required quests. I'm really annoyed. I'm like scared. I know these 2 are not, but these I really don't know. It wouldn't hurt to see.
Let's lay out the facts.
I'm all refreshed and ready to take on the world.
Let's go someplace else.
cave. Okay. I think this might be an Ascension quest because 4 Colony 9. How you doing? Four Colony 9 is a thing I remember seeing on the Ascension quest for the hero roster for Zeon. Yeah, look. 4 Colony 9. 4 Colony 9. Why isn't it yellow?
Communications are blocked here.
But we are. Oh, do I need Zeon in the party? Heroes.
You need my help. At your service.
Eyes over here!
You're a lifesaver. Make this quick.
Smooth as always, Noah.
Come here! I got something for you!
Appreciate it.
Did you... How's that? Storm!
We have superiority.
Push through!
I lost their attention.
You might want to surrender before we grind you into dust!
Okay. Yes, we can if they're trying to kill you.
Come here! I got something for you!
is the healer.
Perfect time. Someone's needy.
There they are.
Show us what you've got. Someone's needy.
Cheers, you're the guest. It isn't over. Things are building up.
Time to end this. The heat is on.
Yeah. I'm done. Feels just like it should. That's our last.
Or you don't see the bigger picture, you asshole.
I see some relations have changed.
I mean, I completed for Colony 9. It should have counted. Okay, now it makes sense.
Food shortages. Sounds pretty grim.
They've been worn down mentally and physically. We have to act now. This smell.
Hey man, I just wanted to say, you're doing a pretty good job, all in all.
Rare for you to be cheering me up. Makes it all the more precious.
I see.
Near 4 stars.
interesting.
Time to eat then, no?
Let's make the most of our break, guys.
Okay.
Could you all come round for a second?
Juniper, okay. Well, Juniper's with us.
Break time's over.
I see some relations have changed.
Okay. Surprised there's no voice acting yet. So good to know. These quests with the required hero slowly open up their hero quest.
It's just so verdant here. Very different from back home.
Both places have their merits. I like Colony 9 too, of course.
Even more quests.
I see some relations have changed.
This smell.
Good to add more names. Huh.
The fields are open. I'm always agog at the splendor of these fields. This field, how ample its furrows.
The Nopon are here.
This sounds pretty serious.
Alright, Juniper.
They seem to be growing nicely.
Yes, they should be ready for harvest soon. It's best to pick them just as soon as they start to wilt.
You let them wilt, even after nurturing them so carefully.
You get a larger yield this way.
Incredible. So, they're not actually dying, but rather making way for new life. Much like us.
Now that you mention it, yes. All life is built upon some kind of sacrifice.
Indeed. Life is a cruel thing. Now that we are free of our flame clock, I am all the more aware of this fact.
I don't believe we've been acquainted yet.
Zeon, commander of Colony 9. I do apologize for this sudden visit.
Juniper, I also act in the capacity of commander for Colony Tau.
We're here today to ask for your advice.
Oh, do tell. In the natural world, some plants contain toxic elements, usually to fend off predators. I'd guess that these belong to that category.
I was afraid of this.
It must have been frustrating.
Yes. For the whole colony. I don't mind the toil myself. Such was my decision. But as for my friends, I'd rather they simply enjoy the result.
I understand. I know that feeling. I'd like to suggest a different crop, drawing from our experience here. Would you wait here a moment, please?
Phew. Finally caught up.
You took your sweet time.
Sorry, I lost my bearings. So, did you figure out the issue?
Oh, sorry to keep you. Look here. These will grow even in the harshest. And you are?
Kite. Lieutenant from Colony 9.
Hello, Kite. I'm Juniper. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh! What the? Why is my chest? Just ignore me. I'm fine. Are those my imitators?
Oh yeah, they do look similar. They're not, right?
No, they're toxic. I knew it. This is one of Agnes's
Kite.
It's true. When considering root vegetables, poisonous tubers are relatively common. However, these spongy buds are... Huh?
It's sweet. Already more than edible.
You mean it's safe? Really?
Yes.
I think I'd bake him first myself.
Silence, Lance.
These buds, they're the pride and joy of our colony. I'm so glad you like them. Really.
I don't... Where do you find this trust? These were our enemies.
Yes, but not now.
I get that. I know that. But still, if only you weren't Agnian.
I'm sorry we put you through that.
It's perfectly fine. I think you should talk to your soldier in private, though.
Let me be clear. We do not bear any ill will toward Colony Tau, nor do we...
I didn't mean as a commander. More as one person to another. Your friends. Didn't you want them to be happy, rather than toiling and struggling in vain? And one more thing. The pivotal factor is the soil.
Soil?
Check to make sure that there's earth wormwood growing in your fields. I'll forward the steps you'll need to take to your iris for reference. Did I say something funny?
No. I'm just pleasantly surprised at how earnest you are. I'll take a look as soon as we're back at the colony. Oh, and if you've any problems on your end, would you allow us to lend our support?
Problems?
It wouldn't feel right if the goodwill only went one way. Am I right?
I understand. Let me consider.
I'm glad we could talk. We'll make some wonderful fields yet.
I look forward to that day.
This smell.
I see some relations have changed.
It's all
Kite
making
just fucking
sense.
zoomed over
Looks
there.
like colony relations have changed.
clock. But the clock was cut. Like, this makes more sense, because we didn't go there. But this one, we saw the clock cut. Like, not a cutscene cut, but... You get what I'm trying to say. It's hilarious how Kite's like, oh my god, she's so pretty. Oh my god, my dick hard. But she Agnian, so I can't do it.
This Earth is what matters.
Hey, you know what happens if you pull out Earthworm wood? Its roots wriggle around and stuff like they're alive. Gives me the creeps.
Stop trying to worm your way out of this.
According to Juniper's information, the presence of earthworm wood improves the soil's drainage. In other words, it makes for earth that is best suited for potato growing.
All right, already. I guess we just get on with it, yeah?
We just get on with it.
Can't find a single one of them.
I guess it's not the best soil.
I knew it was just some kind of trick. There was no way it was going to be that easy.
Look here, you.
Enough, Lance. Kite, I know you're worried about the fields. Come over here and let's talk.
No need. I don't have anything to say to you.
Right.
We probably want to check out some other sites, I guess.
Right. There should be some untended land not far from the colony. Let's do a sweep.
We'll update you if we find anything.
Sparks. What's wrong with me?
You're headstrong
I see some
in the
relations
worst
have
ways.
changed.
You're too tied to this whole Agnes is our bad people because we've been fighting them for years. And I understand that. Your friends died in war, but the war was led by orchestrated hands that was not your fault. But you're still like, bro, Agnes bad. Get over it, man. Just get over it. I'm not gonna take that because I'm full.
Race you to that open plot there.
You think I can't hold my own?
That smarts.
This is near water.
There we go! Earthworm wood!
Ugh.
Don't worry, it's not gonna bite.
I'm not worried about it biting.
Looks like we found our spot. Uninformed Kite.
You think he'll actually help us?
Don't worry. He's a bit delicate in some areas, but when he starts something, he will see it through.
What is it?
I've lost contact.
What a jerk. Now he won't take your calls.
Whoa, now, we should probably hear his side of the story, yeah? Let's stop stirring the pot.
I've already talked to him, but it didn't prove very effective.
He's taken this personally, so it'll probably take some time. Both of you are being too quick to judge. Don't be so hasty.
Hasty?
Me?
It's like Juniper said. You need to speak to him man to man, not soldier to soldier. Like how you talk to Lance.
Oh, yeah. Why are you and Lance always fighting anyway?
He just gets on my nerves.
Sorry, what? Right back at you, pal.
Excuse me?
I don't think that counts as fighting, Senna. Yeah, they're just having some banter. That's how you should be with Kite, too. You're always talking on a commander-lieutenant level.
I hadn't realized. So I've been issuing him orders instead of talking to him on an equal footing.
Talk to him again. I think it'll go better this time.
Yes. Perhaps it will. I'll try.
Hey, Kate. What do you want?
We've good news. We found a plot that would be perfect for farming.
Really? That's great! Well, that's just great. In the eye-rolling sense.
So you won't help us out?
Well, I never said that.
Talk to us, boss. You gonna get your hands muddy or not?
Yes. All right? I'll do it. I'll do my snuffing job. Okay, so, what are we planting?
Spongy spuds. Juniper's already told us how to grow them.
Oh, here we go again.
Don't grumble. That potato was truly delicious.
Fine. Whatever. Just give me the spuds. What?
Of course. We still need potatoes to plant.
You didn't get them ready?
We were so focused on looking for earthworm wood.
It happens.
This isn't like you, Commander. Did you eat something funky?
Nobody's perfect. Even the most scrupulous perfectionist is liable to err, on occasion.
All right. Just hurry up and get some. Spongy spuds, right? Let's start with about 10 of those.
We'll gather them as fast as we can. Shall we meet again in the fields?
Sure thing. Just send me the location by Iris.
I see some relations have changed.
I really have to go back here. Just to get 10? Oh, for fuck's sake. It's not that bad. At least they're telling me where it is. Could be much worse. Could be like, oh, yeah, it's, somewhere. You won't know where, but it's somewhere.
Time to take the fast way.
We grinding.
I think. Yes, this is the way forward.
We are really over time. I didn't continue that much on the main story.
Now we can finally get planting.
No, that step comes last. First, we need to till the soil so that the seed potatoes can take root more easily.
So what's that actually mean? Till? I think I'm a bit lost.
You toss the soil to trap the air in it, it seems. According to Juniper, there are 3 main layers of soil.
Yeah, so we just rough it up a bit. I get you.
Lands. The crudeness of your summaries never ceases to amaze me.
There's not much point to it all, though, is there?
Come on now. Don't be like that. Let's just do what we can.
It'll only take 2 ticks.
You and your ticks, man. It's not about speed. We need precision here, folks.
Just follow the procedure I sent to your irises. Ask me if there's anything you're unclear on.
Okay then, guys. Let's do this.
This is looking good.
That was pretty fun, hey, Mimi?
And now we water them.
Ugh, I wish I was the one being watered. I stink of dirt.
Should we wait for the rain? In this instance?
Yeah. I think it's best if we let nature take care of the rest. I get the feeling we should interfere as little as possible.
But rainfall isn't always guaranteed. If you rely too much on the weather, it may come back to bite you.
Then, what if you control soil humidity as you wait for the rain? And if ever the rain doesn't come for a while, then you can water your crops yourself.
That sounds smart. Let's wait a while and see how things unfold.
You just leave that to us.
Oh, what?
Zeon and the others aren't going to stick around here forever. Who else is there?
Besides, it'll only take 2 ticks.
Kite, can I trust you to handle it?
Yeah, go on then.
Come back and have a look after the rain, though, would you?
Right. We'll do that.
If only my presence brought the rain. Once again, I'm powerless.
Indeed, that's definitely where the problem lies.
You're joking me, right? I have to wait for a weather event, and there's a quest marker.
It's good to keep a record.
Whatever, I have the money.
Good to add more names.
Oh, okay.
So, why isn't anything budding?
The seed potatoes are rotting. Perhaps we gave them too much water.
Oh, no.
Does the soil not drain properly? Or was it something else?
It's my fault. I was giving them extra water from time to time, because I didn't want them drying out.
Fox!
I thought I was being careful. Never considered that I might be overdoing it.
Well, we'll just have to try this again. Let's wait for the next rainy spell.
Sorry, guys.
Don't blame it on yourself.
Yeah, but if I hadn't done this, we wouldn't have to...
Oh, if only! What's done is done, man. You can't change the past. So let's just recoup our losses and do even better next time round.
Huh.
That's a good attitude, Kite. I like it.
I'm good either way, to be honest.
Huh. Classic Eastman.
Guess I'll stick it out for a while longer. Thanks, Kite.
Credit where it's due. That was actually pretty good.
His words came from the heart. I think that's why it resonated with them.
Kite's always been annoyed at being second best. He knows the frustration of not living up to his own standards. And that really struck a chord.
Complimenting others' weak points has always been a talent of his. It's something I could never do.
Hey! I think we'll go ahead and till the soil again. Take out the rotted spuds. So, if you don't mind...
Got it. We'll grab a new batch for you.
I'm really sorry about this. We'll need you to get 10 more seed potatoes then.
Don't worry. We'll pick a really good selection this time. Just you wait.
You're making me do it again? Okay. I'll admit that this quest is a bit annoying. Like, thank God they had a Napon, but it was a little bit
Is this
just
like
out of the way.
a rare thing?
Tiny bit. But making me do this 2 times in a row, that's,
We're sliding down!
that's filler. But it's fine. This is the only quest I've ever felt that for.
Huh? What's that?
We know what it is.
Check out what it bombed!
Let it out. Okay, back here. This has to be the end of the quest.
Now we wait for the rain.
Come on, buds. Start your budding already.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
We did it! They're budding!
Talk about suspenseful!
Manana are excited for yummy harvest! Hope they grow up big and strong!
Yeah, we need to take good care of them.
Looks like it's going well.
Indeed. Now we can breathe a sigh of relief.
We'll want to take care of the fertilizer now, right? How do we distribute it?
Actually, I have just the person for that. Earl's a dab hand at gardening. I'm sure he'll be able to push out if we explain our situation.
I'd appreciate that. Incidentally, where did Kite go?
Stormed off after saying he'd done his field tending duty. Guess he's still not over it.
I suppose it's time for us to pack up. We can't just leave that guy alone. He's always been there for us, through thick and thin.
I know. You don't need to worry about us. Make sure my lieutenant gets the care he deserves.
Will do.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure Earl will explain it for you, but you know the fertilizer? Seems you make it by crushing up seeds, bones, and plants and mixing it all together. Oh, and he also said that having a few helix conches on you would save him some trouble.
You'll get that done in 10 ticks. Or else.
That might be a little tight for us, but we can certainly try. I see some relations have changed. Huh. Now, what was it we needed?
Whoa! They got so big!
Filled to bursting with lively!
Applying fertilizer ought to further foster their growth.
So we just sprinkle the stuff on top and then we're done?
Wrong. They need to be able to absorb the nutrition easily, so first we combine the fertilizer with some soil. Then you spread the mixture around the roots.
So specific.
I've more or less memorized Juniper's info now. Let me know if there's anything you're unsure of.
I can see his time in the survey branch has seeped in, right down to his marrow.
I suspect he might have actually been born with it. He's just the meticulous type.
That's about all we can ask for. I'm grateful.
I'll let him know. All right, guess it's back to the grindstone.
Now to wait for more rainfall.
Oh, I'm shaking with excitement.
Are you really?
Well, yeah, we all worked hard for this.
You tell him, love.
Let's see what the coming rain brings.
Yeah!
Another 10,000 gold. That's... You're making me do the same things over and over and over. It's kind of annoying for this one quest. I don't knock the game for this one quest, but it is rather annoying. At least you have the knot pawn here, but they could be closer. Would suck worse if you had to fiddle with the fucking time. Because then it's just truly random.
These little guys have come a long way.
They in springtime of youth, growing up into fine young potatoes.
Nothing gets Manana excited like the prospect of a full belly.
Can you blame her?
Resounding no!
Huh? Why have they changed color?
Huh?
doing? Why, though? It can't be time to harvest them yet, surely.
I dread to think so. But it could be one of the diseases mentioned in the reference materials. The damage seems to spread from the lesions here, on the root. They bear resemblance to the black rot.
Oh, they better not be. That's supposed to cause rapid decay. Spreads easily too.
Let's check the others for similar symptoms. On the double. Lend me a hand, everyone.
I see.
Why is this one quest so long? Oh man, we're gonna get some food.
Time to eat then, no?
Better make sure we're well rested. Could you all come round for a second?
Come on, we have to be done. Oh, that's just a regular one.
Where should I start?
Okay. The textbook was also a regular one.
Could you all come round for a second?
Okay.
Let's move out.
No food. Like, why do I have to go back and make a discussion for that? Just...
I swear I'll save you. Don't fail me now.
That looks to be all of them.
We'll have to monitor them for a short while. Take note of the state of the stems, not just the color of the leaves.
We should fix up the soil too, right?
Think so. It's supposed to be bad if the underground bits are exposed to light.
Might as well pull up the weeds while we're at it too, huh?
Don't pull the potatoes themselves out.
Mate, I can tell the difference.
And then we hope for rain.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was just thinking how times change. It wasn't so long ago that my sole thoughts were about keeping the flame clock topped up. Now here I am, worrying about soil and potatoes, looking up at the sky. I could never have imagined myself in such a position.
True. Who'd have thought you'd chomp on a raw potato or admit to lacking a spine?
Please, don't remind me. I feel flushed just thinking about it.
But I think we've grown a lot closer as a result. I feel like I know you better. Sometimes you don't really get to know someone until you've clashed first and then sorted out your differences.
You don't beat around the bush, do you?
Anyway, I think we've done what we can here. Let's report back into Juniper.
Okay.
Is this, like, a rare thing?
I don't understand why we had to go get her. Because we have the iris. You could have just called her.
Sounds a little rowdy over there.
Is that?
It came from over there. Let's hurry.
For the field!
You are not getting through me! I won't let their efforts go to waste! Kate! You lot!
Talk later. Let's teach those creatures never to set foot upon this land again. We will defend this place with our lives. Show them there is strength in unity.
Come here! I got something for you!
Thanks!
Get away from my fields!
Gale slash!
Like this.
Working on it.
Butterfly blade! Break!
Need a hand? Thank you, child. This.
Now's your chance!
Well
You're a
within
lifesaver.
This ain't the half of it.
Time to end this.
This.
Well within tolerance.
Hang in there, I'll
That's
heal
the
you.
weak point.
Very attentive of you.
How? We can do this.
Power of the
Are you ready, Eunie?
Come
Now we'll
here!
bring them
I
to
got
their knees.
something for you!
Spirit Raven!
Hey, this feels pretty good. Senna, love to see it. I'm way out of your
You might
league.
want to surrender before we
Here we go,
grind
man.
you into dust!
The strength. It's amazing. So much energy.
Proud
Spirit Raven!
People, how are we?
We're fine, at least.
They really tore up the place, huh?
Sorry. I couldn't stop them.
It's not your fault, Kite.
Besides, you were the first to come running here. Don't feel bad. You were tending the fields, weren't you? Trying to keep them safe. The whole time.
I couldn't just sit back. But there was hardly any point.
You shouldn't put yourself down.
You? What are you?
If I could just...
I'll help you. And pull!
Guess I don't know my own strength.
Thank you very much.
Are those?
I'm afraid I failed to mention something. Spongy's buds are quite special. They actually use the field itself as a means of storage.
That's why you recommended growing them. Astounding.
Sorry I doubted you. The reason I didn't trust you before, it wasn't because you were Agnian. No, it's because I was weak. Now, I don't expect you to forgive me or anything like that. But I know I caused hurt. I'm so sorry.
Now come on, raise your head. You refuse to give in. You struggle to change things for the better. The way I see it, that's not weakness. Not from what I hear, anyway.
You don't... No, you don't even know me.
Making a change, Kite. It takes guts. You're a good man. We didn't admit it, but then again, neither did you.
You know what? No one's ever told me that.
I'm sorry about that. I think from now on, I'll make an effort to remind you. Kite, you're an asset to us all.
Commander, could you perhaps help me with a problem? If your offer of support still stands, that is.
Sure. Ask us anything.
Would it be possible to permit me to visit Colony 9 more frequently?
That's no issue for me.
I'm not directly asking for help with a specific problem, but I'd like it if we could build friendly relations between us. If that's all right.
Now I see. Feel free to visit anytime.
Same here. Very happy to have you.
Thank you very much, Kite.
What's all this then? Kite's acting weird.
What I'm more worried about is what will happen to the tending of the fields.
I'll be sure to ask them, but maybe not right now. Just look. They're having so much fun. I see some relations have changed.
I'll keep us safe from harm.
Do what you have to do, and let's make a difference.
Looks like colony relations have changed.
Smells good. How about we grab something?
I'll start, shall I?
That was ace. Might have had a bit too much, though.
Break time's over.
Every day's a training day.